Hi guys, how are you all today afternoon? Good afternoon. We shall continue our analysis of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in this video. According to Lord Krishna, Karma Yoga is one of the greatest yogas one can imagine, where a living entity who has been trapped into this mind body complex has to continue doing his action without thinking about anything else. According to Lord Krishna, as much as a person does action, and if the action is positive, he is going closer and closer to self realization. So, action is called Karma Yoga according to Lord Krishna. However, he hastens to add that Jnana Yoga or the yoga of knowledge is better than Karma Yoga, that is, yoga of action. It looks very ironical. However, God hastens to clear the doubt of Arjuna, the soul, and the ordinary living entity. Here, knowledge is not just reading books or remembering them. Knowledge means knowledge of the self. Knowledge of self is through meditation from the third eye. The third eye is situated in between the two eyebrows, and this third eye looks inside a living entity. When it looks inside a living entity, this third eye first goes to the universe within, and then it realizes the self. Self means soul. When the self is realized by a person, he is called a wise man. When a wise man realizes his self, then the wise man does action only for action's sake. Slowly but steadily, the wise man's interests, desires, curiosity, etc. about the world outside, the material world outside, withers away. Like a tortoise which shrinks its limbs inside its shell to go away from the material world or to protect itself from the material world and the enemies. Similarly, a wise man shrinks his mind away from the five senses of the etheric body. A wise man does not want to get involved with the material world outside. Because he does not want to get involved in the material world, he goes in search of God. Till that time, a longing for senses remains with the wise man. But once he finds or sees God himself as the localized Paramatma within, even that longing goes away. Once the longing for the senses, etc., goes away, the desire for the fruits of one's action naturally wither away. A wise man leaves his love for the fruits of his actions outside. He does action only for action's sake, and that is knowledge. When a wise man gets knowledge of his self and is able to look at the super soul within, then all interest, love, desire, attraction, etc., for the material world outside goes away, dries up, and withers. Nothing of that sort remains for a wise man. This is what Lord Krishna hints at when he talks about Jnana Yoga. He says Jnana Yoga is superior to Karma Yoga because in Karma Yoga a person has a longing for the results of his action, but when the Jnana Yoga steps in permanently and fixedly, then the wise one does not have any interest in the material world outside. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this subject. Though it looks repetitive, yet it is very, very important and it has to be hammered into one's psyche so that he or she, the student, will never forget about what he or she has learned. It looks slightly boring, but it is very interesting once you get addicted to it. Once you start dwelling inside the self, all your interest in the material life outside vanishes. Kindly pardon me for my errors and mistakes in my diction, spelling, grammar, appearance, etc. If you sincerely feel that I am talking sense, then kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my discourses. It is evident and I accept that I am not very good at expressing my thoughts, yet I am trying to do so for your benefit. Please pardon me, and by the time we meet for my next video, it is good afternoon from TSV Raghavan.